Okay, we'll take a break from this for a minute. Out of the way. We have a special guest today. If everybody remembers Chloe, she's definitely been in some previous videos. Hi, Papa. Alright, move aside, Bunny. Girl, I was going to tell you to do that. Good girl. So she remembers. Good. Here. Good girl. Oh, wow. She came in here like a bulldozer this morning, not listening. It's been horrible on the leash for her owner. So just to clear things up, she's not permanently here. He's just having some remodeling done in his house, and we're just kind of, as the different phases go through, we're just taking her into a daycare type of thing for a few days. Well, for those of you who never met Chloe, she's got a long story, and I guess I might as well tell it. So she was pulled out of somewhere in Hartford from one of our volunteers. And she originally tried to foster her at home, but she turned out to be just a little bit too much. And so when she first went to the vet, she had, well, first of all, when she went to the home to get her, she was in a crate, like a medium-sized crate, which is far too small for her to begin with. But on top of that, there was another dog in there with her, and there wasn't enough room for the both of them, so she was basically on top of the other dog. And the person who had her said that she was food aggressive, and he would just throw food into the crate, and the two dogs would scurry and kind of fight over it. And she did have some food aggression issues when she got here. She was definitely really untrusting of people. At her first vet visit, the vet said at some point somebody put something in her vagina that cut her vagina, and I don't even want to speculate what happened or what all took place there. But yeah, so there was that, and her tail was split open and infected. And at first we thought perhaps happy tails, sometimes they just whack their tails on the inside of a crate or something like that. And it splits open and then it can get infected. So she had the very end of the tail removed and bandaged up, and after that it was just like impossible to keep it on. We tried all that kind of like that sticky flex type tape or whatever, and she'd wag her tail and fling it off, and she'd chew on it. So she chewed some of it up, and we had it cut off a little bit more, rebandaged, and then she chewed some more of it up and actually ate 3 of the vertebrae. They were nowhere to be found. She just ate them. They were gone. So then they cropped the tail to the point where you see it now. And she went through a process of healing and learning how to trust. And me and another guy, Greg, here, we spent, I don't know, every day, half hour, whatever it was. I would be down one side over there. He would be down the other side over there. And we were just constantly calling her to come and to coax her to come closer and reward her to come closer. And eventually she became just the favorite dog here. Everyone loved to walk her. She was a peach on the leash. loved to play out in the yard. I know she's a little chunky, but she was super athletic. If you go back in the previous videos with her in it, you'll see, I mean, she was jacked, and she could jump like 7 feet in the air. She was just a total athlete. I guess you're retired now, huh, Papa? So, yeah, like I said, she became the favorite here, and then she was eventually adopted. After going through everything that she went through and calming her down, she suffered a lot of like anxiety and kennel stress while she was here, keeping that curbed and everything. She's very, very high energy. But some young guy came and he adopted her. He took her home and she was gone for about a year. And then he had a seizure while fishing, fell off the boat and drowned. He was young. He was like 21 years old. He was a young guy. And I had to go pick her up at her house because they were doing like the funeral arrangements and all that stuff, and the family, wanted to get in the house, and apparently she wasn't letting anyone in the house. So I went back there and I picked her up, and it was just weird. Like, she wasn't even there. You know what I mean? Like, she didn't recognize me at all. She was actually acting kind of aggressive towards me at first. And I took her out, put her in the car, brought her back here. And, after a couple of weeks or so, she settled back in. And then she was here for another, I think at least a year, maybe even longer. And then she finally went home to the home where she is now. And everything's going great. Like I said, she's not back. They're just remodeling. So, but yeah, that's kind of her story. It's sad. It's kind of messed up. But she's been doing really good. Definitely happy because she's, had a lot of relaxing time and probably lots of treats or something. It was actually, we had to feed her quite a bit of food because she was so active. Her metabolism was so high, she'd burn off just everything you fed her, So getting out of here sometimes helps. Because you see the dogs in here, sometimes they look a little thin. We feed the bejesus out of them, but they do sometimes, when there's a lot of volunteers, get a lot of walks and a lot of out time and exercise. So not today, huh, Pup-Up? It's just me. Did you settle right in? You settle right in, sweet pea? You forgot, boogie. So I think she remembers stuff. Don't worry, you're not staying. You're not staying, Pup-Up. Sit. No, here. Sit. Here. Good. No, here. Stop. Oh, she remembers everything. That's awesome. No, she doesn't do this at home. Doors open, can't barge through. So when I take a dog for a walk, I don't talk to them. I don't ask them if they want to go for a walk. And if I do any talking, it's strictly commands. And when I'm ready to go, I'm not going to say anything, because if I said anything like okay or something like that, that could be a release word for her that means she's free to go, which means she'll pull me out the door. So when I'm ready, I moved a little bit so she moved. I just start going. This way. This way. Stop. Good. Same thing. And she probably thinks her person, is out here. Maybe she thinks that she's going H-O-M-E. Huh. Not quite yet. Nope. Good. Nope. Here. Here. There. Here. Stop. Good. Nope. So the gate, that's the true test, because this is where she may think, oh, like, we're either going for a walk or in this CAR or something like that. So, no. Door open. No. She thought about it. She looked. Right here. Up, up. Good. Here. 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 No, right there. Right there. Good. Come on, pup. Here. Good. No. Right here. No. Here. Come on. No. Come on. Come on, Papa. Here. Come on, Papa. Oh. Shame. No, here. Chloe. Here. Stop. She's barking the fool head off. Here. I ain't gonna hit you. Why are you doing that? Here. Pop up here. Stop. Right there. Good. Door open. Shane, hush. Good. Here. Yes. Good girl. Yeah, she remembers. Yeah, she definitely needs a little bit of work. You know, I could see us when we were leaving the building, more excitement, because we're leaving the building. Coming back, not a lot of pulling coming back. Which is actually kind of opposite for her, because she used to prefer to stay here and play in the yard than to go for walks. And sometimes she would put on the brakes on walks and not want to go, and then pull people back here. So she'd pull to come back, and she'd put on the brakes for leaving. Yeah, pretty. Good girl. She has no idea yet. She still thinks she's staying. Good girl. Chloe, play.